Okay. Next is this. The contents of this bag, it's got glorious holes all over it, thanks to using it to cart my printer around. I had to carry my printer or something when bringing it up here. Is a collection from 1998-1999 called Needlecraft Magic. In fact, there was a few patterns I did previously, like a black work square. They actually come from it. When I was taking this plus like half a ton of its accessories I'm not bringing through because they're in a box right now. At the top of the box, but they're in a box. And that's like packs with stencils in and A4 size graphs. Goodness sake. Patterns. And those bumper pattern charts. Because they're on A4 paper. A1 paper. Yeah, the big paper, big poster paper, basically. They're on that. But one thing I didn't know existed until taking all them off was there was a spring special back in 1998. So yeah, it's a bit ripped at the top, but that's fine. I got it second hand off eBay. The only thing from this that I do not have is the 2 free kits, but I don't care because the patterns are actually in the magazine. I've had a quick look at it, particularly when it came to the previous attempt at recording this video. But according to this, we have, you'll find, is it greeting cards, embroidered eggs, cake band, napkin holder, cuddly bunnies, literally you make little plushy bunnies, blossom bed linen, cross-stitch spring sampler, brooches, and fine art masterpiece. And there's the various stuff that is mostly in it, including the cuddly plushy bunnies. There's the cake bands and similar pattern used for the hat. There's the, I think that's the table thing. What was it? What's that? I can't remember what it was. No, that's a brooch, sorry. I think that's pattern for the brooch. There's the Easter eggs. There's the fine art masterpiece. And there's the spring sampler. Country Companions, which is a DMC thing anyway. I don't know if you noticed, it's got DMC on it. It's because it's done by DMC. Literally, it's their publication. I will scooty at that in a minute. Because in there's all 6 binders, completely full with every single one of the 100 and I don't know how many issues. I think it was like 140 or something. But for some weird reason, number 1 to 8, one got a second copy of. So, it's just, I'm going to actually utilise that to show you what is found in the other ones. Now this does not have a stencil, it's just got the free chart, but that is one of the bumper symbol charts. Big bit of paper that folds out, and the actual picture on it is a picture there. You've actually got this pattern inside them, like, set. The magazine's like made up of different pages from different sections, because the actual whole thing's made up of like 6 or 8 sections. The first 2 being tutorial, and then it's different things. And when they say needlecraft, they mean literally different things. Cross stitch, hard hanger, needlepoint. Is it sewing machines, stencil and stitch and stencil it's called. Yeah. For the most, unless it's knitting or crochet, if you use a needle, it's a net. Pretty much. Yeah. So like, here's the magazine itself. So this is how they came. I think this is one of the ones from 98 considering its number. Got a few rips in that in it, but I think that's because I'm constantly shifting it about. But this is how we got them. I better hold it there. Get it like that. Then you'd either have a pattern or a stencil with it. If you notice they got holes in them, that's because they go in where you put them inside the folders, and you split them into the different sections. For example, this one has pattern collection, which is for the home, friends, and family. Two different, the main sections also have subsections sometimes. Pattern collection is one of them. It's got like 3 sections. Something special. Cross-stitch ideas, stitch and stencil, even though there's no stencil pattern. And then we got 2 of the tutorial sections, Needlecraft know-how and embroidery stitch library. So here's one of them, silver spirals. Another section, girl chic. I think that's the cross-stitch ideas. Yeah, it's like a dedicated cross-stitch section, but for the most part, the magazine's cross-stitch. You do get obviously other stuff, but a lot of it's cross-stitch. And now half the pages are separate. But you got tulip panels. There you go. I'll show you that side. Considering that's all you get for a pound. Yeah, it's embroidery. Embroidery, cotton and stuff. Then we have McDonald's Farm. And they're doing curtain things with it. I might have to shift you across a bit, because honestly, I don't think I'm in the right place. Here's the ballerina one. Yeah, that's the other part of the McDonald's Farm. Showing paints, so that must be a stitch and stencil, I was gonna say. If they show paints, it's usually stitch and stencil. And this is the picture that's on the front, and also what the bumper chart is. Ballerinas. The bumper chart is monochrome symbols, and it doesn't matter if you have it with the magazine or not, because the bumper chart has the key. However, the stencils, you must have the magazine, or at least the respective section pages, because there's no indication on the stencil. Just a perspex stencil. I think it's perspex, I could be wrong, but... And then we have our couple of tutorial sections. One, let's see, Needlecraft know-how is buttoned cushion covers. Let's get these ballerinas out of the way. And isolated stitches. We have sprat's head, crow's foot, star darn, and framed star darn. And you can see them down the bottom. It shows on that side which ones are which. And then it shows you how to do different ones. And then a collection at the bottom. That's basically how the tutorial sections work. So that's that. Yeah, part 1283 pattern ballerinas. It's also got a pattern for that silver spirals as well, apparently. They sometimes do that. You get your bumper chart and occasionally you get an extra pattern for something else. So that bit from the beginning on the curtains, we just had the spirals going. But yeah, when things don't want to go in the blooming thing properly. Right. To that in a second. Right. Now I might be to pattern back in. I can't get the blooming thing open now. Come on. Thank you. Right. So that's basically what each of the issues were, and we just split them up respectively. Now we have the Spring Special. As I said, didn't get the 2 free patterns, but I'm not fussed. Well, 2 free kits, because the pattern's already in the thing. We have Spring Special free pattern. Lady with Lilacs, it's called. And there's our pattern. It's awkward to see, obviously, monochrome symbols. And it's got a pretty big key. But in here, I better move it out the way so I don't end up wrecking it. That is what the stencil sheets look like. You just push individual sections out and then you use the paint to go date with the brush. There's a vase thing there, or vase. There's different flowers, leaves. It's like twigs or something. That's what the stencils look like. And then we have the magazine. On the back we have Baby Bunny's pattern. Yeah, you basically trace around it or whatever to transfer it. So we have here Pattern Collection Friends and Family Miniatures, and miniatures. Something Special 2 of, that's the Lady with Lilacs and Country Companions. Cross Stitch Ideas, Stitch and Stencil, Embroidery Stitches, Quick Stitch Guide. And apparently this was released before issue 4. Unless they're just using issue 4 as an example of the main magazine. Country Companions. Anyone that gets DMC kits, they may have seen the Country Companion stuff. Or just seen it in general. Also, in the actual magazines, the patterns tend to be symbols on colour, which is what I use. Occasionally you'll just get colour blocks, but I can use them as well. And then we have Easter eggs. And you make little Easter eggs. Apparently they're using beads on these things, yeah. Spring Parade. Right, this you'll have to excuse, it actually has the pattern on it. So ignore the bottom of the page. That's that one. They did a napkin ring and a cake banner. And then you got the like parts of the picture taken out to do decorations on the girls' clothes, etc. With a couple of individual small patterns. There's also a birth sampler. I'll try and turn this so it doesn't show the pattern. And also so it doesn't wreck my book. There's a birth sampler. And as I said, you can tell this is 98 because the example is April 98. Right, what's this one? Say It With Flowers. Is that part of that pattern? Because that looks like it's part of that thingy. 12, 13. Oh, so that must be like one whole section. Yeah, is that the next page is cards. It shows patterns mostly, but they've made cards using the flowers from the Easter patterns from the birth sampler. And then we have baby bunnies. And a cake. Does it need... Is it 30 centimetres of 440 centimetre wide fabric? Or you can have 3/8 of a yard of 54 inches. Scrap of contrasting fur fabric for tail, optional. Pink felt washable polyester toy filling. 2 safety toy eyes. Strip of clear nylon toy whiskers. And then all your various other things you need for making a toy. There's a couple of other colours they did. So yeah, make your own cuddly toy. Blossom time. Oh, this is what part the stencils were for. The branches, leaves and flowers. It's cherry blossoms. I was going to say the vase should be part of this, and it is. There's the vase part of the stencil. That's what it looks like when you do the whole thing as a wanna. I think they used that for blind or something. Or wall hanging, okay. And here's the one the bumper chart is. Lady with lilacs. And the other side is the actual pattern. So that's what that one is. And what I meant by other side was the remaining, like the other side of that page plus the one after it. They were the pattern, and then you had that back cover bit with the bunny mark out thing. Template. Back in your butt. I'm doing very well at putting things away, aren't I? There you go. Right. Oh yes, the other thing I wanted to show, or things. In this envelope is a purchase that I made. And unlike that spring special, it's not a cross-stitch purchase. It's a capture card. I can record video game footage. For those that might have seen, watched that stream of mine, the Pokemon game stream, that's how I recorded it. And my one and only Christmas present this year! That's what I streamed. Again, Cheryl, I apologise, no Zelda games. Besides, I got plenty of Zelda games for the GameCube. I got them on disc, I got the Collector's Edition disc, and I got Wind Waker with Ocarina of Time bonus disc, and yeah. Get on the Zelda anyway. But my one and only Christmas present this year. And yes, I do have the YouTube channel on it. I've watched Flosstube videos on it. Because I needed to test out YouTube and I had catching up to do with Flosstube, so it's like clicking on the watch later list. So, speaking of Cheryl, actually yours was one of your videos was one of the first. So thank you for helping me test out the apps on my new game console. And also to the other Flosstubers I watched, Stitching Shadows and KosStitcher and all that. Thank you all as well. Even more things to try it out with. But yeah, the actual recorded footage were from games on it. In fact, that streamed sort of recording footage is what I'll be using for my next Stitching with Me video. I think this is my brain cells trying to tell me to shut up now because I'm now not talking properly. But yeah. That's really all I wanted to show. So yeah. That'll be it for this part, I think. It's gonna have to be broken up enough. Yeah, I just thought I'd end with that. I got my Christmas present. Yeah. I can't think of what else to say now, so until next time.